Hello, welcome back. Sean here, Mountains Garage, on the second consecutive midweek update. It was a new thing last week, trying to do it midweek, and hey, it's Wednesday afternoon. I got a little time to kill before the school bus gets here. Let's talk about what's happened. I finished, for now, obviously there's no brackets on it, because I don't know exactly where this rear end's going to end up. But I gave it a light coat of, I think it's Rust-Oleum, but it's primer and paint mixed together. So when the time comes, I can just buff off where the bracket goes. It's going to be leaf spring either way, so. These are interesting. I find they come in two sizes, center hole. One that's 3/8 and one that's probably at least 1/2 inch. I prefer it to fit the pin on the leaf spring tight, so worst case scenario, I'll weld that up and re-drill it. I have the other style as well, so we'll work it out either way. The housing itself, like I mentioned a few months ago on a rainy day on the boat, I paid $200 for it shipped. It had the dimensions, and it said it was a reclaimed center housing, new tubes, new housing ends, scented pinion. Well, I got an idea why they sold it. It's PEM. They sell lots of good stuff. I would guess that this is a mistake, this inspection/fill port. It's okay with me. For instance, the 9-inch Ford in the Race 55 has the inspection port way up here and fill port. So you can inspect the ring gear. And when you take the plug that shows you the correct fuel fluid level out of the third member on the front, it's a lot easier to fill in the back. So as long as you know you don't fill it this high, you're all set. That would be drastically high. The oil level should be down here. It's, as I mentioned, a reclaimed center housing. It had a bracket or something right here. It's kind of pocky looking, but where this is headed, that's going to be fine. It's not going to be a beauty contest. I have to guess this was probably reclaimed out of a Lincoln Town Car. I believe they had coil springs and a Panhard bar with a bracket back there. Pickups didn't have that. They were leaf spring. Obviously the tubes are new, so there's no way to tell what style brackets it had. But either way, it is what it is, and it's ready to go somewhere else other than on my bench. I stuck on the Nova parking brake cables. They literally pop right in, and if you're careful, you push this end all the way in, you can snake it into the bracket that the cable pulls on and pop the spring-loaded thing into the drum, put the drum back on. So that's easy. It's not full of oil yet. I'm not sure if I'll fill it up. I'll wait till it's installed, so it needs to live somewhere else. Now, let's talk about the dot block Illimore 396. I spent a few late nights studying what possible combinations I could do with it. I did call Dot, and according to them, this block is at its max bore, 4.185. He said if you had and as far as he knew, and this is my research tells me as well, that most of your off-the-shelf pistons are going to stop at 4.185. To go bigger than that, you'd have to have a custom set made. If you couldn't go very far, maybe I saw one of these engines redone and it said the bore was 4.190. They went 5 thousandths maybe to clean the bore up. The problem is it's starting to get thin right there. It's 210 thousandths between the cylinders right now. And that's acceptable, apparently. It's solid right between them. But do your math. You start boring that out, taking that material away, it's probably where the problem is. There's plenty of material everywhere else. It's just this area here. And again, without sonic testing it, there's no way to tell, but it was run at its current bore, and other than the rust stains, it's not crucial rust, but the block was thrown away because it has rust stains. Even though it looks like the cylinder's been honed, the crosshatch is perfect. So probably, given the choices, well, not probably anymore, definitely, because I've ordered some parts. This is going to be a junkyard build on a really expensive moto. It's not junkyard, but you know what I mean. I'm not buying everything brand new. I'm trying to save a block that's on its last leg. And bargain hunting. I'm going to try to low buck the entire thing because you wouldn't want to have too much money tied up in it. I'm into the block right by trading. And long story short, I bought a set of Mahle 440 pistons. They're 4 185 by 4-inch stroke. It's 438 or 9. They round up. They call it a 440. A 4-inch board in LS. A stock block, they claim, gets dicey. This block is supposed to be, the barrels are just a little bit longer. Maybe the piston won't pull out quite as far. We'll see. The reason why I went with this combo, I found the pistons for $399 forged, the whole set, rings and all, brand new. It's a $1,000 set of pistons. I had to run out in the middle of the night to look, because I was pretty sure I had a set of K1 6 1/8 6.125 connecting rods. That was the difference for me to go buy parts individual, and then I'll just have to have all the junk balanced. So I bought an Eagle 4-inch crank, 58 reluctant wheel, nothing fancy, forged obviously, so it's going to be a decent bottom end, not the most expensive stuff, but not the cheapest. I had good luck with my other Eagle stuff, and this particular one was reasonably priced as well. I have the connecting rods, so that's going to be my combo. When I get all that junk, I'll have to have it balanced and learn more about this. You can restrict the oil to the top end, which is cool. I mean, the camshaft area and the top end. Another exciting discovery, this block has roller bearings for cam bearings. And the guy selling the blocks made a big deal out of giving you a cam core that you could have reground like it was a special size. Out of curiosity today, I measured my LS camshafts that I have, the same journal diameter. So my camshaft, I have a Lenati turbo cam and tie bar lifters. It drops right in, the lifters drop right in, the cam's gonna fit. That's gonna work. So again, like I said in the other video, the closer you stay to stock LS stuff, the better off you are. For the power level I'm looking for, the power level's ratcheted up. Even though I'm gonna take it easy on it, it's gonna have my twin Borg Warner S366s. That's like 1,400 horsepower worth of turbos. Each turbo is gonna feed 220 cubic inches. That's a pretty good ratio. It looks like, I was shooting for an 8-second streetcar. If I can go 7s, that'd be even better. I don't want to stress it out. I don't have another one, and I have to learn to tune it properly, and I'll do all that myself. Who knows? But right now, this didn't even exist on Saturday, and I've already got all the parts coming for it. And I've also made some choices with the heads. I'm not even ready to talk about that. I have 2 sets of the Ilmor 396 valves that would go in the 12-degree dot heads. They're 8mm stem, titanium intakes with 8 little lash caps. You got to run a lash cap on a titanium valve, and they're sodium filled, or they're filled exhaust valves as well. I think 220, 160. So, spoiler, I'm gonna try to put those beautiful valves and valve springs and everything I got, which is probably the best stuff money can buy, into a set of offshore castings that were wicked cheap. Because the offshore castings, I see cylinder head specialists, name brand guys that know what they're doing, messing with these offshore castings and having pretty good luck. And when we get to that point, I'll explain further, but we're talking thousands in savings if it works out. If not, the whole thing's a bomb, and I'm gonna have an engine diaper, so it's gonna be all right. I'm behind the camera now. I hope the audio stays decent. I haven't been behind the camera in a while, avoiding it for that reason. But I ordered some simple aluminum spacers to space up my fuel rails over a week ago, and they're on a slow boat. I should have just made them out of some stock I had, but You know how that goes. I thought I was saving time. My Suburban hooked to this trailer makes a pretty smart looking combination. Purely accidental, but it looks like they go together. But I'm a few years away from probably putting the Race 55 in the trailer for both storage and going to the races. However, it's been pretty decent the last couple afternoons. And I've emptied out most of it, the trailer that is, because this trailer came out of Florida. You have to watch this if you live in snow country. These are 24 inches apart. And this is just an aluminum. Well, this wood, but this is aluminum. That's only lube on about 1/8 inch. Snow load is a problem. When you order a trailer, you can have these at 16 inches on center or 12. So I'm going to split the difference with this steel right here. So I emptied the trailer out pretty much. Now I need to cut all the pieces, paint them, and then weld them up in the ceiling. Fortunately, the ceiling is not finished in this trailer. Otherwise, it would have been a lot more work. But I need to knock it out before wintertime because I don't want to worry about what I have stored in here, which is going to be for this winter most all the stuff that's in my way in the garage that's not affected by weather. I have a lot of wheels and tires and a bunch of other stuff, and probably one of my projects. I picked up this sad looking thing in a trade, and I think I have a use for it. I think I'm going to try my 47 Ford cab on here that's chopped and either run the stock fenders and hood and move the cab so it looks normal because it has a suicide front end on it, or not run the stock fenders and hood and grill, and I have a pretty cool looking grill I can put on there and just run it with maybe a top half of a hood and no fenders. So we'll see, but it's pro streeted. I'm actually gonna put a roll cage and stuff in it. Why not? I have a bender. I have the Dana 60 for it. It's over under that top at the moment. I had to move it out of the trailer. And I have all kinds of junk to put on this thing. In some ways, this is a lot of fun because I don't have to meet any rules other than maybe, make it drivable. This is what you do with rusty old stuff, and it becomes art. All right, now you're up to date on my stuff anyway. I don't talk about the other work I'm doing. This is just stuff I'm trying to fit in for myself. I went almost a full year hardly touching my stuff, so I'm trying to make time to work my stuff in. For instance, another upcoming project is Christmas time. Actually, no, it was Black Friday. I bought a BTE aftermarket Power Glide case, a 180 gear set, a brand new trans brake. Over the summer I bought a JW drum, basically a brand new Power Glide, nice one. And it's not doing anybody any good in the box, so I'm gonna put that together. We're gonna put that together, that's coming up. And that's it for tonight. It's Wednesday, almost time for the bus. Enjoy your evening. Up here in the Northeast, it's gonna be 70 degrees the next couple of days. So I'll be cutting, painting, and welding in steel. I know that sounds like the wrong order, but I wanna paint it before I put it up there, and then I'll just grind it, weld it, and touch up where I weld. So it doesn't take much of a weld to hold that up in there. So that's it. Talk to you later. Thanks.